Wig, did you just say wig?
Wig, okay.
I know, wig. I feel that already.
Wig, okay.
Wig, did you just say wig?
Wig, okay.
I am ready for my wig to go flying.
Hi, kids.
Hello,
It's Martyr,
it's C Tepper.
and this is Wigging. End of the year edition. Oh my god, what a year it's been.
I don't like. For me, time doesn't exist anymore.
See?
So I don't know. I guess it's the end of the year, but who knows anymore?
I think I posted this on Twitter maybe, but like between like Thanksgiving and I don't know, I'm probably like January 20th. Time doesn't make any sense. It feels forever, and also like nothing's happening.
That's right.
So and too short. So just like it's my favorite time of the year. I love November, and we're currently recording in December, but like it's just that same feeling. Does that make sense? I don't know. I had a great day today. That's what I'm saying. It felt like a year, but it was literally 6 hours. So yeah.
I had a good day too.
Good. Oh yeah, I saw you. I literally saw you today, and I was like, "Oh wow, it's been a minute since I've seen Caitlin." But I got to see some of our prior guests.
Yeah,
three of them from this past year.
Yeah.
I got to see Nikki Otav.
You
Vicky
saw
DeVille,
all of them.
and Vinny Gaga
And Dottaville.
and Dottaville, yes. And I was with Freya Ray.
Who's also been a guest.
Yeah, so I was just with all our guests today at brunch, and then I saw Caitlin right after.
Yeah.
So it was a good day.
It was a good day. I made lots of money.
Hey,
Woo!
I did buy something from Caitlin for myself, but I know it's Christmas season. I know it's Christmas season, and you're supposed to be like buying gifts for everybody, but all the gifts have been for me.
Well, so I'm a salesperson, so like literally, even though it's Christmas, like I'd say about 75% of my sales are for people buying for themselves, even though it's Christmas. So treat yourself, everyone.
I mean, the deals right now, I'm just like, well, I want this. It's not gonna last long, so like.
Well, no, the best deals are right after Christmas, like January.
Right, January. I know January is like a slow revenue month.
Oh my god, it's rough. It's gonna be rough for me, but damn, like when you shop, it's great.
Love that my dollar is going further. Caitlin, we have some news to announce, I think.
So this episode we have a lot to talk about, but the most important thing is about us.
It is about us.
Yeah.
We are now second year in a row Glam nominated for Best Podcast.
Woo!
Yay! Thank you so much for everybody that nominated us.
Yes,
Really
I seriously appreciate it because I know we're tiny. We don't have Lady Bunny. No one from Drag Race has ever been on our podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying no one on our from Drag Race is like a host on our podcast. So we appreciate.
So yeah, we really greatly appreciate being noticed by the community. Our category is open to the public, so if you feel so inclined, and I'm assuming if you're listening to us, you want to vote for us. I will be putting the link in the description.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. So vote for us. And also, we have to promote Chiffon of WERRRK.com.
Yes.
She is nominated for Best Blogger. And is that one also open category? I think
this is the first year that it's ever been open to the public. We really want Chiffon to win. That category has been pretty dominated all the years past, and like this year I feel like it's a little bit more of a level playing field, so please vote for her. She works really hard. She's working on the website right now, going crazy. She puts so much time and money into it, it's ridiculous. Like
work is literally crazy with the amount of content it produces on like a daily and weekly basis. She's a powerhouse, and also a sweetheart. I shout out to her this year because when I was going through my job process, I had to go through 3 separate job processes, and she had always offered to be a job reference for me. I don't think they ever called her, but she was always on board to be like, "Yep, I'll do whatever you need." So
love
thank you,
Chiffon.
Chiffon, if you're listening. And please vote for Chiffon.
Yes. And the last category, we want to like support our fellow WERRRK.com family. So the category, this is only for people who can vote, like it's not open to the public. It's people who vote in New York City nightlife. For the best cabaret show, we are promoting Heidi Ho for First Ho, and that is best cabaret. Heidi, that was through WERRRK.com online digitally, which I believe you can still watch. So please support Miss Ho. We need to get her on.
Miss Ho. I love that, Miss Ho. Yeah, I would love to speak with her.
Yeah, she's been around for a hot minute. She kind of got into the scene the same time I did. So.
Oh yeah. Maybe next year. But yeah, that's a glam. That's our little, plug.
Yeah, vote for us.
Vote
you
for
can
us.
Vote.
Please.
You can vote once a day.
Yeah, I just learned that, and I'm like, oh, I should be better about voting.
I still haven't voted for us yet, but I'm going to. I'm very lazy.
Do we know when voting ends?
No, but the Glam Awards, which is open to the public, anyone can go. They are open. They are, I believe, January 30th.
They are the 30th.
They are a Sunday, so obviously voting will end sometime before then.
Yeah, I just assumed the end of the year, but that might not even be true.
No, it's probably gonna go mid-January. That's my guess. Because last year we kept getting like pulled along when Andy it'll end. We didn't.
Yeah.
Also, huge shout out for Cherry Jubilee for hosting this again. It's been going strong for a couple decades. I've been going to the Glam Awards for years and years and years. Like being nominated is such a huge honor, and like thank you to Cherry for keeping this category, because we did not know if this was coming back. Some of the categories last year I don't believe came back. These were pandemic categories. She kept it. She's keeping us alive. She's keeping us going strong. We love you, Cherry.
Thank you, Cherry. Also, I'm very excited. It's gonna be my first Glams in person.
Yeah, right. And, last year was very interesting.
And also Bob the Drag Queen is hosting, and I don't think I've been in the presence of Bob before.
Are you kidding me?
So I'm very excited about that for me personally.
See, for me, Bob, because I've known and seen Bob for years. Bob and the Glam Awards always kind of went hand in hand together, because Bob would host it like every year, usually with Bianca, even before Drag Race. So I feel like this is very fitting that Bob is back, because Bob doesn't live here anymore. Bob's in LA now. So like it's very fitting Bob came back for this.
All these LA queens, I can't.
I'm still sad. Someone bring Monet Exchange back. I miss her a lot.
Not to start beef, but why is a girl in LA nominated for Best Podcast for NYC? I'm just saying.
Because Lady Bunny.
Lady Bunny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just joking. No shade to Monet, but I actually listen to their podcast quite frequently, and I do enjoy it.
I haven't really listened, but I read all the drama on Reddit about it, because they're always starting shit, and like they're always fighting with UK queens. So I just like reading about it. I'm like,
maybe we should start getting more notoriety. Should I just start like bad mouthing people? I don't know.
Yes.
It's not my nature.
We need to get back on Reddit.
God, I still lose my shit about that sometimes. I think I mentioned it. In our next topic of choice, I'm promoting myself on.
I could have promoted you if you wanted.
No, it's fine. I am on an episode of Michael Block's Block Talk,
which is also Glam Award nominated for Best Podcast. So if you like them, feel free.
Is he nominated for Best Blogger, or
I'm not sure. know. Maybe I think so. I think so too. I think so.
Maybe I'm making that up. But Michael is a sweetheart. He has been in the community for so long, and hosts and produced Icon and at Icon Astoria, or Iconic, excuse me, and has been going to drag shows so much. There was one year where he went to a drag show once a night.
That used to be my life too.
I know. And so I met him at Ultimate Drag Pageant, he offered to have me on his podcast, and I was happy to oblige. So if you want to learn more about me,
I learned more about you, and I'm only like 20 minutes into it right now.
I know. I love talking about myself. So.
Clearly.
That's why I have a podcast.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So thank you, Michael. I'm sure we'll have you on sometime
Yeah, why
in
not?
the next year. But yeah. And with that, I think we should take our first little break.
Just a mini one.
Just a little taste of one. And we'll be talking all things Drag Race, my favorite thing. We'll be right back, kids. Bye.
Wig, okay.
I know, wig. I feel that already.
Wig, okay.
Wig, did you just say wig?
Wig, okay.
I am ready for my wig.
And we're back.
Yay.
I'm just looking at our list of what we're discussing right now, and I'm just like, I don't know.
This is a Caitlin. This is a Caitlin segment.
This is Caitlin's corner.
But I feel like a lot of people still watch Drag Race.
Listen, Caitlin, during the break, we were briefly discussing our list of Drag Race, and she's like, I haven't seen some of these, and she'll get into it. But
we're gonna get into it.
I've been warning y'all for years this was gonna happen.
I don't, even though it's like too much, I don't mind it because like if I'm ever bored, it'll give me something to do.
That's fair. It's enough content if we go back in lockdown.
That's so true. Actually,
you got a day. You got days.
That's
worth
really
of
true. With the new variant.
But we are talking about the Beast, all 50 seasons of Drag Race that came out.
Yeah. So just this year, we're just gonna go down the list. I'm gonna give thoughts, feelings, and Martyr can chime in too. So, and I'll let you know how I really feel about them. So let's start right at the beginning of the year. I think this was the first thing of the year. It might have been the second thing, but I'm going to start with it anyway because it's one of my favorite seasons. Drag Race UK season 2. Iconic, amazing queens.
One
great
of the
songs.
Best seasons. I think one of the best seasons of Drag Race period.
Ever.
Yeah. And they had a pandemic in the middle of it. So
they literally were shooting when you weren't allowed to shoot.
Yeah.
Nobody had anybody on the show to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. A really incredible cast.
And I think the cast is what made that season.
Some of the challenges were stupid, but like the cast was just like phenomenal television.
Yeah, just absolutely iconic.
Enough twists and turns to be like interesting enough and not like gimmicky. And
gave us the greatest song of all time.
Oh, Bing Bang Bong? Yeah, that shit fucking slaps.
I love that song.
Yeah, I think Lawrence Chaney is a really good addition to.
Everyone's mad that Lawrence won, but I think Lawrence deserved it, and I love Bimini. I think they were both. It would have been either one. I would have been okay with. They were both incredible, but Lawrence totally deserved it. Probably the only time they'll ever be a Scottish queen.
The only thing I'm upset with, like, and this is not the girl's fault at all. Obviously, it's more of a society thing. That I think Lawrence is like maybe the first big girl, quote unquote, to like win.
Yes.
And
he's the only one. I think. I don't know about Thailand. I don't keep up with Thailand.
I couldn't tell you. But all the top 4 girls, I think Ahura.
And Ahura,
all got like modeling contracts.
Yeah, like
Lawrence
so
kind of left in the dust.
Taze, Bimini, and Ahura are like all supermodels now. And the reason this is, because I want to talk about it a little bit. The reason this is because the contracts in the UK, because they're not allowed to make money, are completely different than the contracts in the US. So they're allowed to basically do whatever the hell they want after the show ends. In the US, they can't do anything. So they're like really, really stuck with their contracts. So I feel like a lot of Drag Race girls would have way more opportunities like the UK girls do. But because of the contracts, as we know, like they just really stifle those girls.
I just think like, I don't know personally, I don't know if this is true for you, but like, I haven't really heard much about Lawrence since the season ended, but like,
she had a book come out.
Okay.
She's doing a lot of like because I follow her on Instagram, so that's the only way I know. She does a lot of like Scottish, like because now she's like the ambassador of Scotland, so she does a lot of stuff with that. But apparently, she has a lot of things coming out that we don't know about yet. So we'll see. And she just filmed the World of Wonder
show.
Yeah, the show that
Okay.
she won.
I just hear about like Bimini doing
Oh, yeah.
another campaign. And
Yeah,
Taste doing
Bimini,
another
Taste, and
campaign.
Ahura are just
So,
like everywhere.
Granted, I think I'm following them too. I'm not following Ahura, or I don't think I'm following Lauren. I try to limit how many people I follow on social media. So
Wow, you're the first one to ever do that.
I know, right? But yeah, but overall, great season.
Yeah,
Don't like some of the aftermath, but otherwise,
yeah.
a really
I mean,
good
there's
season.
been some weird stuff with that, but
Yeah.
honestly, this year alone, probably my favorite season. Well, one of them. There's actually a couple I like this year, and then like just of all time, probably one of my favorite seasons.
And then we go to the longest season ever
Of all
recorded in
time.
history.
Apparently, it's the same amount of length as season 3.
Season 3 had a weird production, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess tied for season 3 for longest episodes, or not longest season. But season 13 of Drag Race US. What are your thoughts, Caitlin?
We did talk about it on the podcast, so we don't have to go too crazy with it. Not a fan of the season. Just overproduced. Though I am very happy with the winner. I talked about this story, but like I love Simone. I was rooting for her and Olivia Lux since day one. Those were my 2 favorites, so I wanted her to win. There was good queens on the show, but oh my god, it just was a mess. I feel like it was such a mess.
I think I brought it up probably around Drag Race Down Under, but I don't know if it's still true. But there was a time in the year where we had an episode of Drag Race every single day.
I feel like
or
you're
every
right.
single week, and it's just like, I don't know, that's insane. I can get to this towards the end when we talk about all things Drag Race, but
Well,
season 13.
What I do want to say is that so I really was just not a fan of most of season 13, but luckily UK was happening at the same time, so I was like, oh, I'm enjoying UK so much. Like, even though like, especially for me, because I deal with stuff with WERRRK.com, I have to watch pretty much every Drag Race, but like I was just like, thank God for UK. This is giving me life, because season 13 is not it for me. I was not a fan.
I think it was like the B set is like US Drag Race hadn't yet gotten to Drag Race UK, in the sense that like the queens aren't going in with like a catchphrase and merch and like being afraid of what the fans are going to react to. So they're like more genuine to themselves when like, I mean, I think
US is so overpriced.
Yeah, was like, and this she's just like the first name that popped in my head. This isn't against her specifically.
She's gonna come for you.
I know she's gonna cancel me and block me. That's fine, whatever.
Alabama, whatever her name is, Alabama Star, whatever is this.
But she had merch like as soon as like the promo dropped and shit. I don't know. I just it wasn't.
What I will say about 13, every odd season of Drag Race is usually terrible. So adding it to the list.
Season 9.
I wasn't a fan of season 9. I just like the queens on season 9 and the finale, but I was not a fan of season 9.
Okay. Interesting.
But I know a lot of people like it in hindsight, but I think just going through it at the time, it was not cute.
And then we had All Stars 6, I believe.
Yes. I don't know if this is the exact order, but this is the order I remember.
I think season 13 came out before UK, but
I think it did too.
Yeah, I think it was like on January 1st.
Yeah,
specifically for some.
It's just so confusing at this point. I can't remember order.
But we had All Stars 6 on the exclusive Paramount Plus.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I really did enjoy this season.
I did as well.
I think the cast was just like, it was like the first season in a while that I was like genuinely like, I don't know who's gonna win. I knew
literally nobody knew.
Yeah. I was talking to a queen the other day, and she was just like, I knew Sonique was gonna win from day one. She was rigged to win. I was like reviewing.
You really couldn't tell.
I don't think she was.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, but and it was. I think the cast was generally like a group of girls that like
hungry.
Wasn't like the biggest fans of, but like over the course of the season, I really enjoyed them. So I was happy with it.
I'm glad Kylie got her comeback. She has a really, really sad backstory. I got to meet her a couple years ago. It was like her story's a bit heartbreaking. So I'm so happy to see her like succeed so well and like see what
Succeed,
everyone else sees of her now.
Yeah.
Because she's grown so much this season too. It's like crazy.
I think around this time I was getting personal burnout from Drag Race.
Oh yeah.
So I would only watch the episode. I would do Door weekly at Metropolitan with Reefy. And that was like how I watched the episode basically. But half the time I wasn't even looking at the screen. So this is around the time I was like, I'm kind of done with Drag Race. But I did enjoy the first half.
I think this is the first All Stars I've liked since season maybe 3.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even like 3. I like 2.
I like 3 I like 3 until Ben leaves.
Yeah, that's fair. That's how I felt about this season too. I think it does have one of the best episodes of All Stars with the one with Laganja.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. Iconic. So good.
That was really special to watch in a bar with a group of people.
Oh my god. Yeah, I was there. I was there with you at that time.
Like
that was
the
bar went nuts.
Yeah, that was a good episode.
Oh my god.
And then we get to the most controversial season. There's one of the shortest seasons.
I'm very upset about it. Very, very upset because the Australian queens in general, I don't really know too much about New Zealand scene, but Australian drag queens are like one of the most interesting, like most talented, like scenes in the world. And they got like just so fucked over by this like mishmash of pandemic douchery. I am so mad about it.
I do not know what their goal was with this season because there were so many stupid decisions, like elimination wise. That was just like it was clear like riggery towards like a few contestants, especially one that would like literally did blackface and they addressed it.
Well, like so multiple queens were like have really racist past, which I understand Australia, like they have a very weird white culture over there. That I mean, like it's kind of like the American South, I feel like down there, because like it's just been white colonizers and like that's it for so long.
I think Kitty is like it's Kitty, right? I'm sorry, I'm like mixing people.
Oh, Ketamine,
yeah. I think of the top 4, she was the only one that didn't have like some racial stuff. Yeah, so what a messy season. The Kiwis really came through. And this is the season that like broke me and I stopped watching Drag Race after this.
Which is unfortunate because the next season that we're going to talk about, Drag Race España, is one of my top also like all-time seasons. Just so fucking good. The 2 of the judges are the writers and directors of the movie Veneno, which is incredible. Definitely watch it.
I love Veneno.
Yeah, España is just such a good season. The cast like all like melded together. It's really funny. The winner was like very obvious who was gonna win, but she's incredible. Like the whole season, she wanted to quit drag. She was a very Bianca Del Rio situation. She was ready to quit drag right before she like did the season. It was just like the runways were great. It was pretty diverse. I feel like the cast, like oh my god, I don't want to mess up their name. Like Hugasio, he's like they are like an incredible like artsy queen. It reminded me a lot of Brooklyn Drag. Their drag. Oh my god, it's just such a good season. Everyone sleeps on it, but I highly, highly if you're gonna watch some seasons this year, I would only recommend like Drag Race UK and España. That they were just incredible seasons. I loved it.
I think this year was like the year of like every country getting
basically.
Which we had Holland season 2 as well.
So I wasn't a fan of Holland season 1, but I got through it. But Holland season 2, even though I knew I think it's Vanessa Van Cartier, who was Miss Continental. Like I had no idea she was from Holland. And she's Envy Peru's drag mom. She's an incredible queen. But like just halfway through, like season 1 was a struggle for me. Season 2, I was just like, I can't. Like it's the first time that I was like, I can't finish this season. I just can't get through it. It was very sad.
Caitlin, this is my 24/7. I do not care about Drag Race at this point in time. And then we got Drag Race UK season 3,
which was insanely rushed. You can clearly tell it's rushed.
Yeah. Filmed in 10 days.
I don't think that's the Drag Race UK.
It's not
I
true.
I know that was like the rumor, but
Yeah.
there were some good queens on that season, but they got all eliminated really early. Like
Mhm.
Victoria Stone should have been top 3. Obviously, she got a knee injury, so she'll be back next season. But once Theresa May, who was like one of my faves, and River Medway left, that was kind of the season for me. Though I was a big fan of Kitty Scott Claus and Ella Vidae. But just a messy, just very bad season.
I haven't heard anyone happy about the winner.
I thought Crystal Versace was really strong at the beginning of the season. It's a kind of so in America, American Drag Race franchises, they usually choose the winner before they even like film, and a lot of times those winners like get a lot of because I've talked to a lot of queens about this who have been on Drag Race. They get like a lot of specials treatment. So my guess is Crystal got a lot of specials treatment, maybe behind the scenes, definitely in front of the camera. And that kind of like moved her along. Also because English drag is very campy. It's very Lawrence Chaney, you know, very cabaret style. And Crystal's not any of that. Crystal's very American drag, where it's all about the look, beat to the gods, face makeup. Like she had the best runways. I will give her that. She had the absolute best runways on the season.
I saw a few of them. I really enjoyed the dragon fruit one. I love dragon fruit, so I was like really happy to see that.
She got a lot of shit for that one.
I know. Well, apparently it was like the silhouette was similar. So
yeah, it was similar to but who cares?
Really
that was a dumb.
Yeah.
I like that look too. That was a dumb nitpicky thing on the show. But like, I mean, she'll do amazing things. But she's definitely kind of like they were clearly just looking for kind of an Aquaria in England, and she kind of fit that profile.
It's sort of like a similar Lawrence Chaney moment where like Lawrence did really well in the beginning of the season, and then like towards the end she was like in the bottom a lot. I don't think Crystal was in the bottom.
She was towards the end.
Okay.
Towards the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I didn't really keep up with it because I didn't hear great things about it. I heard good things about the first episode, and then it was just like kind of different.
Literally the second Victoria Scone and like because it was the same episode. That was so crazy. Victoria Scone and Veronica Green, the same episode, they both got like one hurt herself, and then Victoria just got eliminated. That was it. That went the whole season. It was over. That was like episode 2.
I just I would just hear glimpses of the stuff and whatever, and I was just like not interested. I don't know. When the announcement came out too, I was just like none of the queens like interest me, and I'm not saying they're not like talented or like unique or whatever. It's just more of like how the show is promoting itself kind of got boring to me.
It was like the challenges weren't that great, and then just all the judging decisions. It's clearly we know Drag Race producers choose ahead of time who's staying, who's going, but it was so very obvious, and like the people who weren't really warranted for like being top or bottom. It was too overproduced. It was very like American season of Drag Race, and that's why it so sucked.
Weird. Yeah, especially right after like they're lightning in a bottle of season 2. Like,
season 2 felt very hands off, and season 3 was like all hands on deck. I know they definitely rushed this season. It shows.
Yeah.
No need to do 2 seasons in 1 year. That's fucking crazy.
There's rumors that happen because of upcoming filming season. I don't know how true that is, but
the international.
Yes. I'm
actually looking forward to the international edition, which has not been announced yet.
Yeah, these are just rumors.
Rumors that are definitely true.
We do not know anything. We do not.
I mean, no one has told me personally, but I know for a fact that they filmed the international All-Stars. But I think they're calling it UK versus the world because they filmed it in the UK.
Yeah,
and it's like 2 Americans, like 1 Canadian. It's like not that many. And that I heard they filmed it like a week too.
Yeah. We'll see how that one goes. That one I'm more excited about. I think from now on I might just watch the All Stars version.
I don't blame you.
I'm just kind of burnt out, guys.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Speaking of burnout, we'll go to the next one.
We got Canada season 2. Jesus Christ.
So I started Canada season 2, but like, okay, this is what's going on. Everyone knows if you have like World of Wonder, Well Presents. So at the same time, UK season 3. Canada season 2 and Drag Race Italia, all same day, same episodes. I was just like, I literally, I'm too exhausted because I like have work the next day. Like, I'm like, I cannot keep up with all this. So I started Canada season 2. I will probably finish it at some point, but it's again just like Holland's. Well, not even like Holland season 2, but I loved Canada the first season. I thought the cast was incredible.
I agree.
It was
a really
great,
good season. Great
personalities, good challenges, and this season is just like I'm only halfway through, really, but like it just was so boring. And like
I think it's similar to the UK situation. I think first season was like very hands off and new, and then like the second one is just more produced, and it's like not interesting.
Though I've heard the judging is the most fair that it's ever been on any season. And like I love Brad Goreski as a judge. I didn't even know he was Canadian. I met him at DragCon. He's very sweet. So the judging got better. I did love the Snatch Game. I thought the Snatch Game was incredible. But the runways really, like, Canada's never been known for their runways. But this year I was just like, oh my God. Just get rid of the runways at this point. Like, no one's serving it. I know Isis apparently, like, she does really well. Her runways impressed me, but that's it.
The only episode I managed to watch was it was like a horror themed acting challenge. I don't know what it was called.
I don't even know if I've seen that one yet. Was it early on?
I think it was like midway. It was probably early on, like
I don't even remember.
And I think I read reviews online and people were like kind of into this, and they were like the acting was like good, and I was just like watching. I was like, this they put this on TV globally. I mean, I hope Canada improves because I just haven't had like it's just been too much. So I haven't been able to watch it. Like I don't either. You must people must have like. I think the only people watching it at this point
are Canadians.
I think are like review channels.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
There's definitely been like seasons of Drag Race. I think like I avoided season 12, but like I kept up with it through like review podcasts and like YouTube channels and stuff. So like I think I'm only watching Canada and UK through like Bussy Queen right now. So I'm just like I don't know how people do it. I don't know. So
which brings us to our last season, Italia, which I've really been looking forward to, but I just do not have time to watch it. I don't have time. I heard it's batshit crazy. I heard it's fucking nuts. Like, that's all I hear about on Reddit about it. I really want to watch it, but I've really just depleted. I just don't have time. And it's Christmas time. I want to watch Christmas movies. I can't. And like, there's so many other things like Queen of the Universe, all that other crap, which I heard is good. But like, I literally don't have time.
I'm so busy, y'all. Like I get home and I go to bed. So
and part of my job, by the way, because I deal with it with WERRRK.com, is to watch all the drag races.
Yeah.
And even I'm just like at the point where I'm just gonna, because I post memes on the WERRRK.com Insta, and I'm just whatever is trendy right now that people just can recognize, I'm going with that. Because nobody's even watching it anymore.
Yeah.
And it's exhausting.
I legit, guys, I've been saying it for years. I am worried about the future of Drag Race if it's going down this path. I don't know if their numbers have dipped that much. I don't think they have.
Probably not. Well, the thing is, every time it's a new country, like the country's gonna watch it.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm not interested at the moment.
I'm gonna catch up at some point because I really want to finish like Canada and Italia. But I just don't like it's Christmas. Like I just don't have time for that right now.
And then just announced week prior, season 14 of Drag Race already.
Here we are.
I think I'll bring this up now. I remember when Drag Race was once a year and it was like a special treat, basically like the one time of the year that like Drag Race is coming was like very exciting, and like it would actually like get hype for a new season. And it was always towards like December we usually get the cast announcement, and then like it usually premiere in like February. I think. But now they're doing it like cast announcement 2 weeks prior.
Yeah.
And I guess it's like more like a month prior, but it's still like very. Once they dropped it, I rolled. I was like annoyed that they're like, how fucking dare you announce when we still have 2 seasons airing currently and there's
Yeah.
another one coming? Are you fucking kidding me? I am exhausted. And I don't even watch the fucking show. But
on that note. But so
yeah,
we'll just get into it. We'll start. So I'm gonna go down a list of like, because I watched the Meet the Queens, and I actually did start getting excited. But before we talk about that, I want to talk about just the guest judges because they announced them. The big ones are Alicia Keys, Lizzo, Taraji B. Henson. I know Dove Cameron's in there, and then the secret one is supposed to be J-Lo. We'll see if it's J-Lo.
Oh, like the beginning, like of the season.
You know how they always have the big secret celebrity.
Yeah.
Allegedly, it's J-Lo. I don't know. Yeah. I know nothing about this season really because I always try to stay away from spoilers. But that's apparently this.
I watched the new trailer, the guest judge trailer. The thing that did interest me was like the candy bar thing. Not because of like that was like it smart or.
Oh yeah, I forgot there's like a twist.
A twist, but like the stuff I've been reading on Reddit, I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
That's like most draggers. So
I this season might be the jump the shark season. We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah. But who are you excited about from this cast?
I watched the Meet the Queens and I took my little notes. I did this for season 13. So I was like, let's just do it for season 14. I'll just go down my list. This might take a hot second. So let's just go through them. So this is all done in alphabetical order. So our first queen that we have is Alyssa Hunter. So she's been rumored for years to be on the show. Literally every single year there's a cast announcement. Everyone says, oh, she's on the show. Every single year, no matter what. So first of all, I'm shocked that she's 27 because it's been going on for so fucking long.
Oh my God.
But she finally got on this year. She's from Puerto Rico. She has a huge reputation in Puerto Rico. She's kind of like as far as like rumors go, she's like the only queen for like in Puerto Rico that like is, I guess, Drag Race worthy, if you know what that means. Like currently, that's why she's always on the list. So, and they also haven't had a new like Puerto Rican from Puerto Rico, like straight from there, queen in a new one in a long time. So that's interesting that she's back. Because of all her like hype, I think like I don't really know any of the like cast like where anyone ends up. So this is all my speculation. I feel like she'll probably be like top 5 or 4. I don't know if that's true, but just because of her reputation, I feel like they're gonna keep her on. And she seems very polished. So there we go. Next is Angeria Paris Van Michaels, which is one of my favorite drag names. It's just very, very pageanty, and that's her background, so it makes sense. On Reddit, I've seen a lot of comparisons to Southern Queens because of her accent. Like a lot of people compare her like voice to Chichi DeVane and Kennedy Davenport. Because she has a pageant background, I think she'll bring a lot of great looks to the show. She seems pretty funny actually too. So we'll see how she goes. Next queen is Bosco from Seattle, which has another like place that hasn't had reputation on had a queen on Drag Race in years. Like the last one is probably like Robbie Turner. So it's been a long time. That's like season.
God, she died. Rip.
She did. R.I.P. I definitely thought she was one of the funniest Meet the Queens interviews. I definitely think she'll be the narrator of the season or one of the narrators if she like lasts that long. So that's the vibes I got from her. Next we have Diabetes, which I did not realize what her name meant until she talked about it. It's just like,
oh yeah, someone mentioned it's like a diabetes joke, correct?
Yeah, because she's diabetic. She has type 1 diabetes. Yeah.
Okay.
So she's been making some waves online because she calls her drag sister, but from the interview, it sounds like it's more like her drag mom is Crystal Method. And they speak and look fairly similar. You can tell that she has her own unique personality, though, but you could definitely see the resemblance. Like the family's resemblance, definitely there. She seemed very open and vulnerable in the interview. So I think that's a very good trait to have on the show. So next is Deja Sky. I felt like her interview was a bit generic, but she says she's a dancing and like sewing queen. So I'm sure those challenges she'll do pretty well. Next is our only New York City representation. I know why they only did one girl this year, because like last year was just way too much. But Jasmine Kennedy. She's a great, I've watched her for years and years. She's a great acrobat and dancer. I remember, so she's one of the youngest queens on the show. She's 21. I remember, like, I guess when they filmed, I remember when she was underage performing at clubs. So she and Georges, who I'll get into next, they're the youngest contestants. They're both like 21. Since the show, she's become really, really polished. And so I guess like they do the interviews after the filming. So I feel like something happened during filming, and like she got her shit together real quick. She looks incredible. Best I've ever seen her.
I think it was you or maybe someone else who just like showed me a comparison between like before she filmed and after she filmed, and we're like, oh, she looks gorgeous. She is
not even the same queen.
And a very good entertainer. I have some thoughts about the only New York girl being on there, but we can get to that towards.
You can talk about it now if you want.
I just think I think someone else brought it up. I think we're seeing less big names auditioning and maybe being, I don't know, casting wise, but like auditioning because of like how scary the contract is. Because you're kind of locked in for like 15 years. Yeah. Or you can be locked in for about 15 years, but you're locked in for a little bit. I
feel like it's worth it for the exposure, though. That's just my personal view, because the exposure you'll get from Drag Race, there's no other venue.
I feel like at this point, if it's like if you want to do drag for a living,
for a living, and like travel, because there's so many Drag Race queens. So
I think it's a smart idea.
So next we have Georges, which could also be pronounced Jorge, because like his out of drag name is Jorge, and so they just put a J in front of gorgeous, and they are from Texas. She said that Chichi Rodriguez from Tu Wong Fu was an influence on her style. You can totally see that, which I love. She has a beautiful beat. She seems very polished. She says she's really short. I feel like she said she can't do splits, but I'm like, I feel like she's kind of like might be a dancing queen. I don't know if that's true. So that's Georges. June Jambalaya. So this season is very, very heavy on California queens. I think it's mainly because of the pandemic, honestly. They're just like, it's just easy to just get them right over here.
Do we know when they filmed? I know when they vaguely came back, but I don't remember when they filmed.
Usually June. I don't know if
it was so lockdown restrictions were like slowly.
Yeah, they're starting to open up, but I feel like just out of just easiness, they just were like, let's just do all California queens. So June is from LA. She's very soft spoken. She had a beautiful mug. She seems a bit shy, but apparently is a great dancer. It'll be interesting to see how she does on the show, because I know people who like don't have big personalities. I mean, she might, but from the interview, I couldn't really see it. I hope she like stands out instead of fading in the background. We'll see. So next is my pick to win, Miss Carrie Colby. She's drag daughter of the legendary Miss Continental and Nightgown's regular Sasha Colby. For me, she has the whole package. And if she's not the top 3, I'm going to be very, very disappointed, because she is, she seems like a winner to me. She's also one of the 2 openly trans POC contestants of the season. So props to your mama. And like, I'm such a huge fan. I got to meet her a couple months ago. She's very, very sweet. I was like, she's just is a star to me. Some people just have the X factor. She totally has it. And I
mean, she's a Colby, so
yeah, like the house of Colby, because they're apparently, I didn't realize that because I talked to Carrie about this. I didn't realize Sasha had a ton of drag daughters. It makes sense. But I just didn't know, because I don't see her that often. But so there's a lot of like sisters in that house, but Carrie's the one who's being the standout currently. So I'm very excited to see her. Next is another one of my faves, Cornbread the Snack Jite.
Fuck yeah, cornbread. I'm obsessed with her.
I was obsessed ever since she got announced. She's a very well-known LA queen. She seems to have the biggest personality of the season. You can tell she's naturally very funny. She's the other openly trans POC queen of the season. She's already been making me laugh on Twitter. Like, I am so pumped to see her on the show. She's gonna bring so much to the show. I already know. They better keep her on. They better not like top 5 her. Like, let her just do the whole run, please. So next is Lady Camden. She's originally from the UK, so the Camden part. She's a professional ballet dancer, which made me think of Brooklyn Heights a little bit. She's now living in San Francisco. I'm a huge Anglophile. I love to see UK representation anywhere. She seems very sweet and very kooky. So hopefully she'll add a little bit of flavor to this show. So next is probably the most controversial queen of the season. We all have a lot of thoughts about this. This is Maddie Morphosis. She is the first straight cis male contestant. I don't have a problem with that. Dragula did it first. Nobody cared when Dragula did it. I don't really see why it's a big deal on Drag Race. I know why, because Drag Race keeps drag so much. I'm here for like any non like cis gay queens to be on the show, so I'll take it.
I don't have like an issue with Maddie particularly. Obviously, it's more like I think it's like kind of like a stunt casting.
Oh, it totally is. Totally.
Yeah. And I think because people have such issues with the casting of Drag Race, like, I mean, we did get our first like assigned female at birth. I know that's an archaic term at this point. Queen with Drag Race UK season 3 with Victoria Scone. But we haven't had any in the US side of things.
No.
We do have two trans contestants?
Yes,
trans women
this
contestants?
season,
But we haven't seen any like drag kings. Granted, there's debate if that should even be a thing.
That for me personally, I want to see it obviously on Drag Race. It'll probably never be on Drag Race, and I want to see it, but it's probably never gonna happen.
I think just because like people already have like issues with the casting, and we've been very vocal about the issues with the casting. Like, it's not like a thing that we just brought up this year or whatever. It's just more of a I think it's like a weird move to be like, this is our new diversity kind of thing. Like, I like, it's still a white man. Like, what?
I just want to see like, I feel like it's kind of like a Big Brothers type of situation, like the TV show, not, the term, like just the TV show. I just kind of want to just see what's going to happen with them in the workroom. Also, so I've been posting memes about this, and like the memes are a little like,
I think the memes are really funny.
They're funny, but they're not the nicest memes in the world. And I can tell Maddie has a very good sense of humor, because she commented on one of them and she was laughing about one of them. I was like, okay, good. This queen has a good sense of humor.
She did say something in her Meet the Queens. That's the only one I watched because I was like interested in like the controversy or whatever. I think there's something to say about like a cis white man coming into the community in that way. I mean, I'm sure Maddie's very respectful in the spaces he's in, but it's just sort of like there's a very tired trope of like a man in a dress kind of thing. And that goes back decades. So it was just sort of like with Maddie, I kind of, from the Meet the Queens, it just like kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Because before that, I didn't really care. I just thought it was weird and like a stunt.
Well, you shared me the clip, and Maddie's clearly joking. She just has a really like dry sense of humor.
Yeah, I was just like not into it. I was like, girl. But I'm sure Maddie's fine. I'm sure I do like her looks. I think her like her
she reminds me of Vision.
Oh yeah,
whatever it says.
I really see it. I'm interested in like what got her. I don't know if she talked about it in Meet the Queen, but I am interested in like how she got started. I think that's interesting.
Well, she said she was exploring her gender or something. I believe it's
interesting.
And like she was just like trying things out, and like I guess like the community was very welcoming, and so I guess she just got into it. And then no one really ever in her community, no one ever really had a problem with it. So
yeah, I mean, I don't care that she's a drag queen or straight, basically.
yeah,
it's just more of like taking a space away from someone else, I guess. And that's not her fault either. It's the casting
for
decision,
me, I really believe anyone can do drag, because drag is just gender
I agree.
expression at the end of the day. So even if you're straight, like straight people should be the ones doing drag, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They kind of like, because Maddie talks about it a little bit in the interview, like just kind of like there's so much toxic masculinity in the world, and like Maddie's like very, from the interview, I don't know Maddie personally, was very like pro, like just like explore, like try something different. And I think that's a good message, because there's a lot of horrible straight people out there. So
I think
we'll take any alley.
Yeah, I think with most drag race controversies at this point, I have conflicted thoughts about it. But I don't. Has she gotten death threats? I hope she hasn't gotten.
I hope not. I haven't heard anything about
I don't
that,
think
but
it's
I
that
really
serious.
hope not.
I don't. That's usually the first thing that happens, so I have to check.
It's true.
Yeah.
I'm sure they all probably got death threats already, because everyone's fucking nuts online. We're not famous enough to get death threats. All right, we have 2 more queens. So the next one is Orion Story. She's from Michigan. She's a self-described lazy / stoner queen. She's another soft-spoken queen. She actually seems pretty funny online. I could definitely see her as a fan favorite. She not that she really did, but she kind of gave me Katya vibes, just like humor-wise. She reminds me a lot of Bible Girl, who will probably never, unfortunately, be on Drag Race, who I love. Like, she's just gonna be like that type of vibes, but I feel like she's gonna be a huge fan favorite. And the last one is Willow Pill. She's Evie Oddly's drag daughter. She kind of gives like cosplay kawaii Lolita vibes. She has one of my favorite runway looks. Like both her looks that she's done, definitely my top faves. Her personality seems very interesting, but she's Evie's daughter, so there you go. But I looks wise, I'm like looking forward to seeing her on the show. I hope she like lasts, because she has really, really cute looks.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And that's the group. I brought it up to someone else's attention. Yeah. I believe it was what's her name again?
Diabetes. Yeah, Diabetes.
So besides the Meet the Queens, when they do that like runway walk that the WoW and RuPaul's Drag Race Instagram has been promoting.
Yeah.
When she was doing that walk, she did this move where she like emphasized her hands. She screamed like this. She was like, and she didn't have nails on. I'm not a stickler for like people doing that.
Well,
or, nails.
She definitely says she's very unpolished. Like she's not trying to be polished.
I'm just like I usually don't wear nails or anything.
Yeah.
But just the fact that she brought attention to that she didn't wear nails was very funny to me. And those are my thoughts in season 14 of Drag Race. I think
she talks very similar to Crystal Meth. It's very funny. I'm like, wow, they really sound similar.
I think we should take a little break, and then we can get back into. I want to bring up Dragula.
This has been a long Drag Race.
There's a lot of Drag Race stuff, so I think we should move on. But I want to talk about Dragula, and we'll get into our little wrap up of our stuff, I guess.
Yeah, we're gonna talk more about us, because we're why you're listening. Not true.
We'll be right back, kids.
Bye.
Bye.
Wig, okay.
I know, wig. I feel that already.
Wig, okay.
Wig, did you just say wig?
Wig, okay.
I am ready for my wig to go flying.
And we're back.
We're back.
Hey, kids. So Dragula. Caitlin doesn't watch Dragula.
Nope.
Which I find really funny. Because she's obsessed with Drag Race, but alternative.
Who were we punky about? I forget who it was. That I hate alternative drag. Who is that?
Oh, Gigi.
We're confusing Gigi.
Yeah.
The funny thing about me not watching Dragula is that I'm like either friends with or like know almost every single queen on that show, including this season.
Yeah. Shout out to prior guests of the podcast, Gigi
Katina.
We like convinced her that Caitlin hates.
I hate all, which is hilarious because I only just wrote a book about it. That's all.
Yeah. So I find it weird that you don't watch Dragula, but
I just like for me, it's just like the fake drama. The part I hate about Drag Race, like all the fake drama, I can't take it. So I feel like Dragula goes even harder than Drag Race does with the fake drama.
I think this season has been really bad.
I heard.
This season there was a few episodes that I felt like I needed a fucking cigarette break. And I don't smoke, kids. I was just like, this was like, I needed a drink after it because it just like stressed me out so much. And like, granted, it was like good television, but I think it's gonna hurt the contestants in the long run. If you don't know what I'm talking about, if you don't know what I'm talking about, the two Brooklyn representatives were very confrontational in the workroom with the other contestants.
Particularly an AFAB queen.
Yeah, which I have an issue with too, and how the show kind of framed it. Granted, I do think like they were like kind of bullying Sigourney. We didn't see everything backstage.
No.
But it made it give it like a white woman in peril kind of narrative, and I hate that because it was
as a white woman who has been in peril. I fucking hate it as well.
And I was just like not into it because it's like it makes the POC queens look like the villains. And I don't think that's appropriate. And I think that's like
it's like 10 steps backwards.
Yeah.
We didn't need that.
And so I was a little disappointed with the Mary Cherry and Zavaleta on Dragula with like
I mean, I just know Mary Cherry and I'm like, it was definitely just for the producers. Like it was definitely fake as hell. I don't buy any of it.
Yeah,
I haven't watched any. I have not watched any of it. I've only heard about it, but I don't buy any of it.
Well, apparently there's a rumor that Zava is trying to get Sigourney banned from Brooklyn.
What?
I don't think that's true. That's a rumor. I don't think that's true.
I'm like, how? How could you even enforce
that? Because like I know so many people that are obsessed with Sigourney. I am obsessed with Sigourney.
I interviewed Sigourney in my book.
Yeah, she's
years ago. She's very sweet.
And so I don't know. I hate to like spread that rumor, but I'm also like putting my foot down and being like, I don't think it's true. So maybe I feel like she said it on a mic or something. I don't know. At this point I'm just running my mouth.
Maybe it was a joke.
Yeah, it probably was.
It probably was.
Yeah.
Knowing Brooklyn, it definitely was, and no one caught it.
Here's some tea.
Oh,
I feel like I can spill this.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna spill it. Fuck it. I don't know if Zava actually knows this, but I know it.
Okay.
So in the episode that Zava gets sent home, the demon challenge, she wears these wings, and she steps on them, and like she has to rip them off because I think she trips or they get damaged or something. I believe in my heart of hearts, those were actually supposed to be my wings, because I was approached by one of Zava's friends to use them or use my mechanical wings. So again, I'm just speculating that maybe that's what they were going to be used for.
For you? Because
the approach I got was interesting. But and obviously I didn't let them out. They're very fragile. So
you mean they wanted your wings?
They wanted my wings.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry if that wasn't clear.
Thank God that didn't happen.
Yeah, because they're very fragile. They're actually slightly broken from Bushwig. But
they were expensive, right?
They're very expensive.
Yeah.
And so I didn't feel comfortable lending them out.
Thank God you didn't.
But and also thank God I didn't, because it looked like they broke.
Yeah, fuck.
But yeah, that's my tea about Dragula. Again, just speculation. I don't. This is not confirmed by Zava. So I'm not putting words in her mouth.
I will say that I got to see Zava perform and Trish, and they're very talented, like performance wise. I don't know them at all, but I've seen Zava perform a couple times. Just performance wise, very talented.
I haven't had the best experiences with either Mary or Zava in a professional setting, but granted, I mean, I'm not gonna badmouth them at all, but yeah, it just I kind of saw what I see in Brooklyn, kind of on TV, and yeah, this season was kind of a mess, a big mess.
And
but
it has not ended yet. We don't know who's gonna win. I guess
I
it
think
ended January 1st or something.
No, I think we have 2 more episodes. I don't know.
Oh, I thought it was like
exactly.
New Year's it ended or something.
Oh no.
Don't listen to me. I don't even watch this.
Yeah, there's definitely one episode next week, and I think it's the reunion, and then I think the finale, or like they air the finale.
Who's the top? It's like
we don't know at this moment because the last episode has ended on a cliffhanger. Of the top 4.
Oh, to be the top 3.
It could be.
Oh, okay. Or it could be
the top 2. It could be top 4. So we don't know.
Wait, so who's the top 4 though?
Our top 4 are Saint, Sigourney, Hoso, and Dolly. Which, like, if you've been watching the season, I think it's very up in the air who could actually take it. I honestly do not have a good sense of like who could actually win. My pick and who I think fills the tenements of Dragula is Dolly. And I've been really enjoying seeing them on Dragula. And I think a close second would be Hoso. And those are my top 2 to win the whole thing. But we'll see. I'm very excited. I've been messaging people, and like every time an episode comes out, I just get really excited about it. And it, I'm not saying I'm auditioning the next season, but I know they just got announced for season 5.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, they did.
Oh my god.
Shudder just announced that they got season 5.
I thought you meant the casting started.
Oh no, God no.
Okay.
But watching Dragula got me really motivated and like inspired to like want to get to that level where I felt comfortable auditioning. So I'll just put that out there.
You gotta bring the drama. Or gotta bring the drama.
I'll stab someone first. Yeah. So that's my tea. Caitlin, would you host a viewing party if I got on Dragula?
Would anyone let me host a viewing party? That's a real question.
Would we do a recap episode? I feel like we'd have to do a recap episode.
You probably wouldn't be allowed.
I probably wouldn't be allowed to talk about it, but
yeah,
I would want to.
We should do a viewing party if you ever get on.
I'm down. I'm definitely down for that. Anyways, enough about Dragula and me wanting to audition in the future.
More controversy.
Yeah.
I want to get into. So I have not gotten this year the 5,000 texts when a certain list drops. So I'm waiting. No one's angry yet, but the anger is brewing.
The anger's always there.
Yeah, I think the anger is always there, to be honest.
Caitlin needs to read The Velvet Rage.
So I am eagerly anticipating getting 5 billion texts again this year about the list that we talk about every single year. It has not come out yet in the time of us recording this, but I am very much looking forward to it.
Who knows? Maybe we'll be on it because we got nominated.
We will definitely not be on it. I mean, you'll be on it. I won't be on it.
I don't think so.
I'm a nobody.
I was booked 3 times this year.
You might get on it because of the podcast, though.
Maybe. I don't know. You got interviewed this year by a certain someone.
Was that this year? Again, I don't know time anymore. It feels like 1,000 years ago. Oh, it was this year because the Glams were January. Wow. Oh my God. That feels
Wow.
like 5 billion years ago.
Pandemic time. It's not real.
I don't know time. So that's all I have to say about that. Are you ready to be angry?
Oh, I don't have anything different about really.
You will, but
probably.
we'll save it.
Yeah, we'll save it to the end. What? How growth wise? I think our podcast. I think this year's been pretty good for us. I think scheduling wise, it's been kind of
inconsistent.
Posting's been kind of inconsistent. I've said this on a prior podcast, but I've had a very rough year, job wise.
Yes.
So
I feel like I vicariously had a rough year with your job, even though I don't work for you or like anything you're related to.
I've had a very stressful living situation. I had 2 very stressful living situations. It's just everything's been kind of in turmoil. So like the podcast had to take a slight back burner, but
well, we kept those episodes churning. They might not have always came out on time, but our episodes have been churning.
Yeah, and I really like some of the guests. I love all our guests that come on, but
you better like all of them.
Yeah, I love all the guests we get on. But some of them I've been very excited about talking with. Like our most recent episode with Nikki. She I got to see her perform, obviously, but like I think she's so fascinating that I could literally listen to her talk like for hours. So
well, she has a billion stories.
She has so many stories.
She's been in nightlife for so long.
It's like talking to the older generation of drag.
Well,
like
she
just so many stories.
She for me is the modern James St. James. And like James kind of like designated her to be that.
She's fascinating. She looked gorgeous today. So
you got to see her perform.
Caitlin, what was some of your favorite things we did this year? We talked about so many people.
We talked to a lot of people, but I just have one very specific favorite moment.
Okay.
And it's when our podcast turns into a murder mystery podcast.
Oh,
but there was no mystery. It was just a straight up like about a murder podcast. It turned into a totally different podcast.
I wish you guys could see the video from that, because me and Caitlin's faces were in complete like shock and awe and horror, and I was just like, listening.
It was like a half hour of the show. It was not planned.
We couldn't delete that, obviously. Like we had. It was like the
best thing, like because I got it. I mean, I listened to a lot of podcasts because I got into podcasting, like listening wise, like way before it was cool. Back when I was 15, 5,000 years ago, like when nobody listened to podcasts. So basically, back in the day, all you had were like fan podcasts. So I listened to my Harry Potter podcast and then murder mystery podcast. That was it. Those were the only 2 genres that existed. And I felt like, oh my God, like finally I had my cereal moment because I love cereal.
Like, no offense to our guests or our other guests. I don't think anything's going to top that story. I still want you to hear your stories, but like, wow. Just wow.
And we're talking about Rubidiculous, by the way, in case anyone's like, what episode is this? We are talking about Rubidiculous from Austin. Just and it was favorite also our podcast moment.
It was also our most listened to this year.
That's right.
Spotify and I think SoundCloud. I don't know. But like what a story. Also Ruby is such a character too, that she just told it in such a compelling way. On the edge of my seat, the whole thing.
I've known Ruby for a couple years, and we finally got to meet over the summer. Ruby is one of the coolest people ever. Such an interesting person. I feel like we kind of just scratched the surface on Ruby, but damn, that story just I was just like living my like serial fantasy in that moment.
Like I just remember because I think at the time I had a different like recording setup. For our Zooms or whatever. So I had a different angle, and I think Caitlin commented on just like how I was just like looking up at like the monitor and be like, take shots.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh my god. But what
that was
episode.
the best. Like nothing's gonna top that for me this year. I think that's one of my favorite podcast moments of all time.
Yeah, I agree. We also celebrated our 2-year anniversary this year.
I know.
That's wild. We're going on 3 years.
I know.
Bitch.
I'm like, it's almost 3 years, girl.
Oh my god, that's wild.
We also hit 50 episodes, which is crazy.
We did.
That's so crazy to me.
We now have, if you listen to us once a week, you'd have a year's worth of content.
You're right. You could start from right at the beginning with all our sound issues.
I think that's exciting. That's kind of nice.
I feel like, I just know us. I knew we would hit 50. Like it was never like a question for me. But I feel like if I did this with anyone else, 50 would have never happened.
Yeah.
With twice a week? I don't think like twice a month, I don't think anyone else I would have hit 50 with. Except
our next goal is obviously 100.
Oh yeah, we're totally gonna hit 100.
Yeah.
Not this year, I guess. Next year, but
the following year. And then I think we'll just, I don't know, Caitlin will probably just take me out at that point. She'll just murder me.
Just like in Ridiculous's episode.
But yeah, so much growth this year.
Did you have any moments that you liked?
The Ruby story was really good. What else? Oh, we kind of just got like to see not a makeup tutorial per se, but like the Dragon Sisters just fully just. Like,
oh my god, that was amazing!
While we were interviewing,
recording,
it was very intimate and very nice. I did enjoy that, and because like
it was cool.
You know, they were like living their lives, and they're just doing their.
And they just like threw us in because they were like the busiest, like
they're busy girls.
They're so busy, so they managed to fit us in.
And then shout out, these are just the most recent that I can think of. Shout out to Bojangles.
Yes.
We did have some audio issues.
Technical difficulties.
Which we haven't had in a while. So like
no, we haven't.
Yeah, kudos for
the one good thing about Zoom is that we haven't had really
we haven't had
a
lot of technical difficulties, which is very nice. But shout out to Bojangles for being a very good sport.
Which is it's happened to us a couple times, and every single time I appreciate everyone for.
So we got to re-record one of her parts.
Also, Bojangles has the best hair ever. I think.
Oh my god, I'm obsessed with her hair. Yeah,
it's gorgeous.
So and then my last little thing was I liked when we revisited with Gina for our Pride. I like doing a little book report. It was kind of fun.
Yeah, I think we might be doing another one in January because we have a guest coming back, and I'm like, what else are we going to talk about?
Oh, do we? I don't even know about this. Yeah, Caitlin's gonna tell me later.
You do, but you just don't remember. So I'm like, we already had them on. But like obviously things has happened in their lives, but I'm like, if we need a full episode, we're gonna have to talk about some other stuff too. So
yeah, because we kind of did a more experimental episode too with when Vicky came back.
Yes.
With Dot, which was kind of nice. I like having repeat guests. It's nice.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's like a little family.
Friends of the pod.
Friends of the pod.
Yeah, I definitely can't wait to have more people come back. So we talked about briefly our Spotify Unwrapped. That so we don't do ads, as you know, on the show. So I don't really need to like keep up with how we're doing, which is good because I think I would stress out too much about it.
Yeah.
Like I don't really need to see what's happening. So the only like with our metrics, like seeing who's listening and where, whatever. The only way I know about this is every year we get our Spotify Unwrapped. And that's only through Spotify. So like I don't see it. We have a million platforms. You can listen to us literally on any platform. But that's the only way I keep up with what's going on with us. And also Spotify is probably our biggest listener base, I think. Maybe
interesting.
Maybe Apple Podcasts, but that's it. Like I think it's Spotify or Apple Podcasts. At least when I talk to people, that's the only way. That's the only way I listen to podcasts. But so according to Spotify, we have a 32% growth in followers. That is huge. Who are you?
Yeah.
It's a lot of people. I know like some of us, like we have our own personal accounts, so we probably follow ourselves. So I know some of the metrics are a little off, but someone likes this. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for listening. We do appreciate you. I wish people would reach out and like, you know, not even like I know we were supposed to like leave a review or whatever, but like You can
No,
just
leave a
email
review,
me.
please. Please leave
Oh
a
yeah.
review.
And you can just be like, hey, what's up? I don't know. I think that'd be nice.
Yeah, because
I
we
just
don't know who
realized,
you are except our friends who listen to us.
you know,
And you're all our friends. You're all our friends.
you're all our friends,
Uh-huh.
even you, listener.
Even you,
We're
X.
X. I am looking at our SoundCloud
Oh, you are?
growth. Yeah. Let me see. I think our most popular episode on SoundCloud was actually our second year anniversary.
Wow, because it
Yeah, I
certainly
know.
was not on Spotify.
Yeah. Oh wait, nope. No, that was it. Interesting. I don't know why. Did we talk? That wasn't significantly juicy, so
No.
that's very interesting
Who's
to me.
listening to it? Maybe it was
I don't
us.
know. Probably. Just don't repeat.
Yeah, for Spotify, it was Ridiculous. Though she had some close seconds. Like the second place was tied for two of the queens that we've had. Also on Spotify, we were listened to in 11 countries, which is mind blowing. We did interview queens from other countries this year. So we did the UK for Vivian Bam Bam, and then we did Canada for Tiffany Box. So I can see that. Well, Canadians apparently listen to us because that was the same metric kind of that we got last year. But the other countries, who's listening? I want to know.
Email me. Yeah, I want to know.
We genuinely because I don't keep up with like the metrics, as I said. Like I genuinely don't know. We just do this for ourselves, and we hope someone listens.
I know, right? But thank you for a good year, guys. Thank you for listening.
If anyone listens, like I'll give you a glam award that I don't have.
You'll be best listener.
Best listener.
Best listener. I think usually around this time I give a rant.
You can if you have any.
Yeah, I'm just thinking. I'm like, obviously I have anger. I think mostly I am
angry at yourself. You know?
I'm angry at myself. I have a velvet rage, Caitlin. No, I think mostly my biggest issue right now, and I had this issue last year, it's just like my own relationship with social media and like how I think social media is changing how drag is viewed and looked at. I'm just like kind of fed up with like the algorithm. I hate like I didn't get to produce a lot of art or like photos this year, and I didn't get to perform that much this year. So like my feed is like very small compared to like what it was in 2020 and even 2019, where I had like photos once a day for like a month basically. So I am upset that like I wasn't able to like create, but I'm also like upset like when I do create that like I'm not able to share it with people.
Well, did you see about Instagram?
I did see that they're changing stuff.
Well, look, they're gonna give you the option to do chronological again, allegedly.
I am hopeful it gets better, but I'm also thinking Instagram's on her way out.
Oh yeah, I'm like I used to like only be on Instagram, like that's what like I still go on, but like now I'm just like because of the pandemic, I never ever thought I'd become like obsessed with TikTok. But because of the pandemic, I had nothing else to do.
I recently just posted a TikTok, and there was also like an Instagram reel, and like I got a good handful of followers from it, and I was like, "Oh, this is fun."
The algorithm is so much better on TikTok for both the viewer and the content creator.
It is. I feel like it's just as chaotic as Instagram, maybe a little less.
I feel like you have a much better chance of being seen by people.
Yeah,
than TikTok. On Instagram.
Yeah, I agree. Because like even my story views, I think like when I'm posting like stuff I'm working on or like if I have a gig or something, 30 views. If I post like a dumb selfie, I posted like a selfie where I was like, I look like gay Steve Jobs, and I got like 400 views. And I'm like, what the fuck? And it was like shared a bunch, and I was like, what the hell? What the fuck is this?
Maybe it became a meme without trying.
I guess so. I don't know. And it was just like, yeah, I hate social media. I hate that I have to engage with it. And I hate my relationship with it, but I do like sharing stuff on it. I guess I like having an audience view my stuff basically, but
Yeah.
everything attached to that is not what I like. So that's my very mellow rant.
It's not bad.
Usually I feel like I'm a little angrier.
I mean, it's just a little brew,
Yeah.
a little lukewarm brew.
Little just like annoyance mostly, because I mean I just haven't been posting on social media, so I'm just like whatever.
Neither have I. I mean, I'm not a drag performer. I don't have like shows to post. I just use Insta stories as like a personal, just like a personal diary, and like I just throw memes and stuff, and that's it. I don't even post on my stories anymore. Like not my stories, on my regular feed anymore. I'll do like literally. I'll post. I think this year I posted maybe like 6 times. Like I do like 3 posts each, but like I posted like 6 separate times the entire year. I just don't even bother anymore.
Yeah. Barely. I think maybe I had 6 posts, or not 6 or 9 posts this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just was like a weird. I don't know.
I think everyone's kind of moving on from Instagram.
Yeah. I heard it was the millennial Facebook. So.
As a millennial, I don't even use it anymore.
Yeah.
I feel like millennials don't even use it.
Yeah. I use Twitter more. I think Twitter
I've always used Twitter a lot, but I mainly use it just to get news and stuff.
Yeah. Follow my alt.
Give us
DM me if you want it, I guess. Not my Finsta. It's like my nudie art, Twitter.
I don't even follow that.
I don't want you to.
I don't have any particular need.
Yeah, I don't think you need to.
I think I've seen enough, to be honest.
I am very open with my dick pic.
That's right. But you have a very nice one.
Thank you. Anyways, I think we should close out this episode. Caitlin, what do you want to do next year with this podcast and drag and whatever?
So last year I was like, I want to do blah 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 blah, and we accomplished none of that. So this year I'm just like obviously we're gonna continue the podcast. It's not like legal.
It's not going anywhere.
It's not going anywhere. But I'm not gonna make like grand like statements or plans or whatever, because just knowing both of our schedules, we have very busy lives. It's very hard for us to like commit. Like this podcast barely like gets its feet under its wings. Like
she's barely there, girls.
Yeah, she's barely there. So my commitment is to just keep doing this podcast and like just keep interviewing. I want to interview more people we haven't interviewed before. There's a lot of guests that we've tried to interview before that like scheduling or whatever haven't been able to come on. So I'd like to get those people on. Since we did talk about Drag Race, I would still love to get a Drag Race girl. There might be a Canadian Drag Race girl I think we can get, maybe, because she follows our Instagram.
Is it the one I think it is?
Maybe. We'll talk about it after, but
I'll text it.
I would like to get her on. Any Drag Race, anybody from Drag Race, I think would be, because that's always been my goal, because I do know so many queens like on Drag Race, especially through Hey Queen, because I used to work for them. So I'm like, there's a lot of issues with like contracts and stuff, but I feel like especially international seasons, it should be as hard. So
I want more international guests.
Me
like
too.
People. It's very hard to schedule for us because we have a very limited.
Well, it's not that like a lot of times the guests are from halfway around the world.
Yeah, and we have a very limited window.
We are very limited when we can record. I do like from my book. I know a lot of international queens. I just have to reach out and do it. I would love that because I love drag outside of New York. I just love talking about it because I'm not really used to it, so I like to hear about it.
Yeah. I guess one of my goals, since we did it this year again, I mean, fingers crossed that we get the glam. I don't know. We'll see. But I would love to get another glam nomination towards the end of the year.
Hell yeah.
3 for 3.
I honestly, for us, winning the glam award is just being nominated. Like, I know a lot of people like are like,
campaigning and everything.
Yeah, no, not even that. Like, they always say like it's just an honor to be nominated. No, for us, that's the award.
Yeah.
Getting nominated is the award.
It means that people are like at least listening.
It means that we're
Yeah.
being recognized with our community of existing.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times,
Yeah.
I feel like we're in our little bubble, so we don't really
Mhm.
like know what happens with our
Yeah.
podcast on the outside world. So like, just like the nomination just means it means so much to me as someone like Glamours were one of the first like New York nightlife things I ever did when I got into the scene. So like it was always just a huge like, and the Glamours like are always just like the biggest night in New York nightlife. It's just it's the big, everyone's there, literally everybody.
I'm getting an outfit made for this Glam Awards.
Oh,
so I'm
I
very
didn't know that.
excited.
I have to buy my outfit. I'm good. I want to thrift it because I could pay a lot of money if I don't thrift it, but I want to thrift it.
I already know the wig I want to wear, and I have an idea for.
I'm borrowing a wig, which is hilarious because we always joke about not wearing wigs.
Me and Caitlin will probably definitely do a photo shoot for it.
We have to because we have no photos. I don't know how we're promoting this episode because we have no new photos together.
Oh yeah, that's funny. We'll figure something out. But yeah, I'm very excited about next year because this year was just so bad for me. I feel like I have to preface that because I know a lot of people 2020 was like rougher, and I understand that, but this year for me it was like not great.
This was a weird year. Like until I got my job back, it was not the best. But now my job is like I'm back at Isley NYC. Come visit me in Chelsea Market. I will give you a discount.
Plug.
But like now I feel like my life, even though like there's still more variants, whatever, I feel like it's back to normal. Because before I was just like in my house all day long, losing my mind.
Yeah.
And now I'm back to being busy. It's kind of feels like pre-pandemic, especially this month, which is nice. It's nice to feel normal.
Good. Yeah. Well, on that hopeful note, I think we should end our little wrap up.
Yeah, we're good.
Kids, I was Martyr.
I was C Tipper.
And this was Wigging Up. Goodbye, 2021.
Thank you so much for listening. We love you all.
And if you feel so inclined, please vote for us in the Glam.
Yeah.
We'll see you next year.
Bye.
I'm C Tepper. You can follow me on Instagram at CTEPPER and read my book, The State of Drag, where I interviewed 175 drag queens from around the world. All proceeds go to charity on Amazon.com.
Ooh, I love that. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Drag the Martyr. And if you have any thoughts, comments, dick pics, send them to dragthemartyr@gmail.com.
Listen, rate, and review us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, Google Play, and Pandora.
And catch up with past episodes on WERRRK.com. That's WERRRK.com. Artwork for Wigging Out was provided by Glitter Baby Online. That's Glitter Baby Online. Thank you.